Did you really think that you were going to miss this face? Did you really think that I was going to get up and leave and not make any videos anymore? What's going on, guys? It is Bignick. Hope everyone's having a good one, wherever you are, whatever time it is. I hope you're having a great day. And I know, I got some explaining to do. Listen, man, I apologize. It's been like 3 weeks, something like that, since I made my last video, and I feel really bad because I've actually had a lot of new subscribers that have subscribed in the last couple weeks. Probably saw the draft video, and there's nothing I hate more than on YouTube is when I subscribe to someone because I see one of their vids in the most recent vid, and then they don't make one for a while, and it's like, why did I even subscribe? So I feel bad for all my new subscribers, and of course, all my long-time guys have been watching my videos. You know how much I appreciate all y'all. So got some explaining to do, man. I've been busy. I am a college student. Most of y'all know that. And at the end of the year, man, you got all the projects and the tests, and then you got to study for finals. Then you got to move out and move back home for the summer. And then, wouldn't you know, I come down with a nice little cold, sipping the orange juice. Nothing gets you over that damn head colds and some orange juice, you know, trying to get over and kick the cold, the flu out of here. So it's not swine flu. I'm glad that it's just a little cold, but haven't been feeling too good for the last week, and then of course was busy for the last 2. So, you know, in the grand scheme of things, there's not a whole lot going on with the Carolina Panthers. Obviously, there's no wins to talk about, no losses, injuries, trades, stuff like that. But there is still stuff going on. You know, I wasn't able to make my second day 2 draft vid. I do like some of the guys we picked up. Corby Irvin, the big D tackle, man, he looks like a project. I heard some good things, some bad things about him. You know, I guess Mike Goodson, this running back from Texas A&M. Man, it sounds like he's explosive. Probably send him back returning kicks because we did lose Mark Jones. And then, you know, some of these guys that we picked up in the late round, you know, Captain Munderland, some of these guys I don't even know if make the rosters. So, you know, all in all, the draft was okay. There were some shaky spots, but I love Everett Brown. I heard Sherrod Martin's a playmaker. And then some of these guys that we got in the free agency sound like we can find some undrafted free agents. Sounds like we can maybe plug some holes. One other guy I've heard, man, me and John White from Cat Crave, man, he agrees. I think this Duke Robinson kid from Oklahoma, the offensive lineman, could be a stud. You better watch out for him. Heard some good things. Guy's huge, man. He's like 6'5", 320 pounds. I don't know if that's for sure. Someone check that out. But anyways, on to the topic of this video, something I want to talk about. As I said, there's not a whole lot going on in Panther land. Obviously, this whole Julius Peppers situation continues to carry out, and we don't know what's going to happen, and we may not know for a while. So this gives me an opportunity to go ahead and rip on one of the best-known NFL sports writers today, Mr. Peter King from Sports Illustrated. And listen, I'm not a know-it-all. I make these videos for fun. I love the game of football. I love my team. I love the Panthers. I love the NFL, and I don't know it all. But neither does Peter King. And I don't want to come across like I know more than Peter King, because he obviously knows more than I do. But he released his most recent power rankings. And you got a Carolina Panther team that came off a 12-4 season, won the NFC South, was a game against the Giants, a game away from wrapping up the #1 seed in the NFC. Yeah, we fell short in the playoffs, and yeah, we've had a little drama going on in the offseason, haven't had a lot of upgrades, but you would think that would at least put us in the top 8 or 10 in Peter King's May power rankings. Well, okay, maybe at least the top 15, right? Peter King has his 18th, and he has his 18th behind teams like Chicago, who I know they got Jay Cutler, but Jay Cutler doesn't have anyone to throw to. Dallas, who's like 8th. Did Dallas make the playoffs last year? Has Dallas won a playoff game in like 13 years? I was a little kid, man. I might have been diapers the last time the Cowboys won a playoff game. Actually, I don't think it was that long ago. That'd be a big kid in diapers. But and you got us behind teams like Houston and Green Bay. I mean, you got to be kidding me. I mean, I know Charlotte's a small market. Peter King's covering a national thing. It's tough to know every single thing about all 32 teams. But 18th? Are you kidding me? This team went 12-4 last year. Almost everybody's back on offense. Yeah, everybody's back on offense. And we're 18th. Whatever, man. I'm not going to waste my time because it's April. It's May. And it's not April. It's May. It was April, I think, when these power rankings came out. It was right after the draft. And nobody knows anything. Nobody's been on the field. Nobody's seen how these teams are going to play. So it blew my mind when I heard 18th. And I don't like to read a lot into the newspapers and the media and the magazines and everything. But, man, whatever, Peter King. But the other thing I wanted to do in this video, a little message to some of my panicked Panthers fans. This Julius Peppers situation, I know it hasn't been resolved, but listen, if Julius Peppers does not play for us next year, it's not the end of the world. I know he's probably arguably one of the great, performance-wise, when you measure him up, one of the best defensive players we've ever had, maybe the best. Personally, I think Sam Mills was the best defensive player we've ever had. But football's a team sport, and I'm not going to get all, cliche and say it takes 22 guys to go out there and win the game. But football's a team sport. Now, if the Cleveland Cavaliers lose LeBron James, they're not going to make it to the Eastern Conference Finals like they did this year. They'd have no chance in the finals, just like a Kobe-less Lakers team would have no chance in the finals. But in football, in a sport where we've seen, you sign that key free agent in the offseason, a lot of times that doesn't even make your team any better. A lot of times your team will still take a step backwards. So Julius Peppers has no effect on how many points this offense can go put on the board. No, has no effect on how many yards Jonathan Stewart, D'Angelo Williams rack up. It has no effect on the effect Steve Smith has on this team, and it has no effect on how John Beeson's going to prepare, how Chris Harris is going to prepare. Those guys are still going to bring it week in, week out, and this team's going to find a way. They got faith in Everett Brown. You got Tyler Brayton, you got Charles Davis. So if you lose Julius Peppers, it's not the end of the world because this is a team sport. It's going to take 11 guys to go out there on defense and get it done. Listen, if Chris Gamble locks down his wide receiver, if Richard Marshall and Sherrod Martin are playing corner and they lock down their wide receiver, then we're going to be okay. If John Beeson, Nile Diggs, Thomas Davis, Dan Connor are filling holes at linebacker and making tackles, we're going to be okay. And if we get some push on the defensive line from some other guys, it's not going to matter. So listen, my panicked Panthers fans, this Peppers situation is going to work out. Don't worry about it. It's going to work out. If he plays for us and he's upset and we're paying him $17 million for the season, whatever. It'll work out. I'm done with it. I'm almost at the point where I just say we cut him. I don't want to do it because I wanted to get some value out of him, but I'm tired of this situation, but it's going to work out because football's a team sport. There's going to be 50-odd guys in that locker room that are going to want to go out and play, and Julius Peppers is just going to sit there and pick his nose or something like that. So don't worry about it, my Panthers fans. Everything's going to work out. And hopefully everything works out with Bignick because I'm starting to lose my voice again. Like I said, I've been sick, so I got to get out of here. As far as videos in this offseason, man, you know how it is. There's not a whole lot to talk about. When something does go down, I will make a video. You guys know how it is. I try to do some breaking news stuff, like if Steve Smith socks one of his teammates, I'll make a video about it or something like that. So, actually, one other thing I want to touch on. First of all, go check out Cat Crave Radio. My man John White doing a great job with that podcast. I'll put the link in the sidebar. And also, if you've read and you heard, the Commissioner Roger Goodell was in Charlotte and met with the Big Cat and Jerry Richardson. And it sounds like things with Jerry's health are progressing and he's getting better. And that's great to hear because, like I said, I've gotten to meet Jerry a couple times, man, and he is a class act and certainly someone you want representing and owning your favorite football team. So, we always thinking about Jerry Richardson, hoping he gets better, and I hope everybody, if you're sick out there, get better, fight that swine flu, fight the head cold, fight the man, fight the power, whatever. I'm Big Nick. I got to get out of here, man. Someone give me some coldies or some ibuprofen. I'm going crazy.